Hello, welcome back. It is Lee Diaries, and as you can see, another place is unlocked, my full room. Usually you would see me over there with my makeup videos and everything, and I usually do a little cute talky talk and makeup. But for today, we are doing some niche movies that I personally love. And honestly, I would have done a lot more. Like I had like 20 plus on my list, but I'm only gonna do 4 for today because my first ever video doing this, and I'm just excited just to be doing this in general because I've been waiting to do this. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first movie we're doing that's on my, Hello Kitty phone is Helter Skelter. It's a Japanese movie made in 2012. It's a horror movie, and the director's name is Mika Ninagawa. I don't know if I'm saying her name right, but I hope I'm saying it good. So our main character is a model, a very big model in Japan. Like everybody knows about her, everybody likes her. She's beautiful, obviously, but she has this kind of nasty attitude we see, like in her relationships and people around her, as being a model. But the biggest thing that's happening in the movie is a bad reaction to her plastic surgery. So she had plastic surgery already done to be an actor that she is, but her manager, it seems, is wanted her to do more plastic surgery, more, and I was like, what? Watching it, but when she did it, the place she went to was already sketchy, but we know why. While all this is also going on, there's an investigation going on with these bad practices, like plastic surgeries going wrong, which again ties into the movie in general. But honestly, I want y'all to watch it yourselves to truly see how good the plot and the colors are. I really want to talk about how pretty the movie is. As much as it's very sad and horror filled and nasty in a sense, it's very beautiful. The videography is so pretty. The colors, the way they used her room and her life, and the downhill spiral of her life and her career. Also, as a new girl is basically taking her spotlight, younger, prettier. Again, it gets really depressing really quickly, the undertones of society pressures and being pretty and the hate that women get for that. But in general, I think that focusing just on how the movie is filmed, it's just a 10 out of 10. I really wish everybody can watch it. I feel like everybody can watch it. So if you have the time, please watch it. It's one of my favorite films. The actor, so great. I just feel like it's very underrated in my opinion. Very underrated. I love it for real. Back on my trusty Hello Kitty phone, my next one is Sucker Punch. To me, this is kind of a childhood movie I kind of remember because I feel like I've watched it before, but I had to rewatch it. It's a 2011 movie. It's a action and adventure movie too, and also the director is Zack Snyder. You normally see him do DC work, that's what I see him do, DC superhero stuff. I like superhero stuff too, so I might do a little video on that. But let's get into this movie. I love this movie so much because of how they mix in the CGI and fantasy with reality, because as we can see, it uses a CGI heavily a lot, and different I guess different places that aren't real, but and I love how they do it. So a little backstory on the movie is there's this girl called Baby Doll who had a really abusive home life and was wrongly convicted and had to go to this kind of crazy house, which also is kind of a prostitution ring. There's also kind of a dance studio. It's a mixture of a lot of things. It's kind of hard to describe, and I don't want to go with too deep of detail because I want to kind of keep some imaginations for people who's watching this who haven't seen it. But people who have seen it and is watching this, how good and how just how great it is. Like, back to like, again, like my prior movie, I was talking about the videography and the colors and the way the artistry is used is so beautiful, you know. And like the last movie, it has a lot of layers to it. It has a lot of like words on society and how, again, they treat women and how they try to control them. And again, watching this movie really makes you just like, I don't know, it makes you just like, okay, this is just really good. Like, not only is the plot good, and like, again, at the end, kind of get like a twist, kind of, it's also just like really beautiful to look at. And again, and the majority of this movie is like women. Like, there's some guys, and literally all the men in the movie are like pretty much bad, or abusers, or taking advantage of the girls, are killers, which again make these women very vulnerable, as we see, but also very strong. Like, again, our main character, Baby Doll, she, as much as she is deemed weak and very small, whatever, she's also very strong, and her strength doesn't just come in like what, like, you know, her body and everything. Her strength comes with her mind and how she uses it, and really how all the women uses it, as we see as them trying to escape. But yeah, that's like a movie that I love, and people really should give more props to, because we don't really talk about Sucker Punch. Like the video, the videography, the music, the CGI, the people who did the CGI, who did like the little like I guess editing, did a really good job, like encapsulating like the viewers into like Baby Doll's world, what she sees versus, again, we don't really see her full reality, but like reality versus this fantasy that is created. It is so good and so different, and I love how they did that. So yeah, that's another, again, recommendation, because it's so good. Okay, so our next movie is Ultraviolet, and I've been waiting to talk about Ultraviolet. Like, this is actually a childhood movie, because I grew up watching it. I have a whole DVD. I can like bring it out or whatever, but I won't, because I love the movie so much. Actually, it got really bad reviews. Like, when the movie came out, it did really bad. Like, people didn't like it. It just wasn't what people were expecting, and the CGI, again, wasn't really good to them, and it just was not like the vibe when it came out. People were really not putting their money into it and watching it. But when I tell you, I love this movie. Like, I love it so much, like kind of too much, honestly. But it was made in 2006. It's an action sci-fi movie, and the director's name is Kurt Wimmer. So this movie is like fantasy. Like, it's like, to me, like how it's shot is just so like different. Like, even again, the CGI wasn't good, but I feel like that was the charm of it. But it's basically about like this, like, at least in the movie, it's about this woman who used to be like a regular woman, but she turned into a vampire because of this disease that came out, and she was pregnant while having the disease, and the baby died basically. But because this disease caused people to turn to vampires, now the world kind of like divided, I guess, between like the vampires and the people, but it's like futuristic. And honestly, like, going into like, and I love vampire movies. I can go all into another video talking about vampires movies that I love, but I liked how they had like this kind of like vampire movie, like futuristic. Like, I wish there was more movies. Maybe there are, but I just haven't seen them. They're like vampires in the future. Like this, honestly, I forgot that there were even vampires for like growing up and watching it. I forgot, because like it's just so different. It was so cool, and the bad CGI, in my opinion, which to me wasn't that bad, was like gave this kind of unsurreal feeling, which kind of like leaned into like the futuristic unreal vibe. Like, it was just so cool, and it was so clean, and the visuals and the coloring, and I loved, like, when I tell you I loved the outfits that our main character was wearing. Her name is Violet, by the way, obviously, like Ultraviolet. But yeah, I love the actor who plays her. I forgot her name. You'll probably see her like right over here. But I love the actor who played her. Like, she's so pretty and so beautiful and just so talented, whatever. But yeah, like, I think that movie is so underrated. And again, I'm not gonna go too into like the actual storyline too much. Again, she gets on this mission that she doesn't really want to be on, but it's like to deliver a suitcase, and the suitcase has a child in it, and you're just like, whoa, this is too much. And yeah, it sounds a lot, but when you watch the actual film, it's just so enticing and so like incredibly exciting and entertaining. Like it's such an entertaining fantasy sci-fi movie. Like I miss those movies for real. Like you don't find them that much now. Like it was good, entertaining. The fashion was pretty. The execution to me was just beautiful and kind of flawless. Like again, it was just a very fun movie to watch. The coloring, the ideas, like it's just to me very close to my heart because I grew up with the film. So if you have a time to watch it, please, because it's so good. Again, this whole movie is gonna be me just like recommending the movies because they're all so good, and I think y'all should just give it a little chance. So last but not least is Death Proof. I literally like watched it maybe 2 months ago, and I've already watched it 2 times. Like I love this film, and if you watch it, or if you haven't watched it, you're gonna love it. Like truly one of like the best films I've ever watched. So some background on it, it was made in 2007. It's a horror and action movie, and the director is Quentin Tarantino. And I have beef with this man because he downplays this movie so bad. Like he doesn't even want to, like, I guess, say it's his, they say. But I love it so much. It's so good. Like, so good. So basically it's about this stuntman named Mike who gets off on killing groups of women, like friend groups of women. And we have 2 groups of women in these movies. The first one, they do so wrong. I won't say too much because I don't want to spoil it, but they do that first group so wrong. Don't expect anything good to come out of that first group, even though they're like beautiful women, successful women, like they're doing their thing. And Mike messes it up. Like he gets off on it, but he gets what he gets at the end with the second group of women, because I just love how it is edited and how they show the different personalities of these women. Again, would I say that they did these women perfectly? No, but I truly love this film from how, again, not just the editing, but just how they do like each character, and even Mike. Like Mike is a really good like character, like as itself. Even though he's a killer and a bad person, they do his character really interesting. Like even the way he dies and how he seems all strong in the beginning, but is a very weak man in the end. It just shows truly like who he is and how like sadistic and sad he is. But I just love, again, the editing, the people in the movie, the acting. Like I just love it all, honestly. And the cars, I want a Dodger, honestly, because of that car. Like I want one so bad because it makes it look so good and appealing. And just how, like, again, this is like probably one of the movies in the list that is not as like fantasy related. It's very just like on the ground, like everyday, whatever. But it's so good. It's still very impactful. And again, as you've seen of all these movies, women have been the main focal point, because the women in this film, like in all of the films, are bad. Like they're bad. Like I could really, if I'm going to show a picture of all the girls in there, they're bad. Like, and just again, like I said, they're very successful. Like that's why I also like how like the movie's kind of painted. Like none of these girls are like bums or anything. They're all very successful women who, you know, expect good for their lives. Like, and just yeah, like that was why this kind of was the last movie, because I was talking about, because it was so good, and like I just got to watch it maybe like a month or 2 ago, and I'm saying it's really good. So if I'm saying it's good, then you should watch it. So yeah, that was the last movie. I hope you enjoyed this little like talk about my like some niche movies that I really love. I'm definitely making more because this is kind of fun to make, and I really just enjoyed talking to y'all about movies that I love, new and old. And yeah, I'll see y'all later. Bye. Love you.